there in the internet lands. My name is Jaimelyn Gray. Welcome to You've Got a Thing, an interview thing about Milwaukee theater things. I'm so thrilled. I'm a little meh today. Just a lot of things going on, and my brain is sort of in 600 million places, and so if I sound and act a little scatterbrainy, that's because I am, and that's just the way that it's going to be. And we'll talk about why in just a little bit. But we do have a really great interview this week with a couple of actors from Milwaukee Chamber Theatre's Murder Girl. It was a very fun interview. I think these guys are great, and I hope to get in there when I can, because as you'll learn, there's not a lot of space left in Murder Girl. They've kind of already sold out and had to extend. That must be nice. No, I'm joking. I'm thrilled that people are going to see theater and are excited to see something. I think that's really great for the community, and I think that's really great prospect wise for or potentiality for people, just the community, to get more butts in seats. I think that's awesome. I love anything as a gateway for people to get excited about theater. That's awesome. So we'll get to that in just a few minutes. But first, let's check out what else is going on in the community for this Thursday, November 6th week of in the 2025. And so, there's some sirens outside. Don't know if you can hear that or not. Oh, no, they're gone. Okay. All right. Anyway, here we go. So first of all, we have a show that I know quite well because I directed it. And so Bed and Breakfast of the Damned by Cameron McNary over at the Constructivists at the Studio Theater of the Broadway Theater Center is closing this week. We are closing. We only have, as of today, as of November 6th, 2 shows left. So you can get in there tonight. There, last I checked, there was about 40 seats left. But everybody's waiting until the last minute, you guys. So like, if you're hearing this, go to the website now and get your butt in there. Because things are just filling up really quickly at the last minute. And so you can go to theconstructivists.org for that, for intel on that production. People have been really enjoying it. And again, I think, because we sold out opening night, and then we had really good attendance for the whole thing throughout, and then we almost sold out on a Sunday matinee, this past Sunday matinee. So it feels like to me that people are getting excited about theater again. It was really challenging for us during the pandemic, and for years afterwards, people just becoming homebodies and really preferring to just stay at home. So go out and see a show, because there's some great stuff right now, including Bed and Breakfast of the Damned, if I do say so myself. We've gotten some really good reviews on this one. And so that's theconstructivists.org for that one. And I think everybody should check it out and get in there. It's super fun. It's a super fun show. So there you go. And then next we have Switzerland over at Renaissance Theater Works. I just saw this yesterday, and I will tell you that if you are somebody who likes a good novel of intrigue and sort of I don't know what's going on here, is this relationship is interesting, but something seems off and you don't quite know what's going on. this is a good show for that. It's a 2-person show. It was actually a rather like extensive production for a 2-person show. I just mean that in terms of, like 2-person shows normally, kind of float around like the 75-minute mark or something like that. But this was an hour and 45 minutes. It's a beast. And so check it out at rtwmke.org. Renaissance is really good with ticket prices and deals and things. So go to their website and check that out. This is also closing this weekend, so you're going to want to get your butt in there if you're waiting until the last minute on this one too, to get your seat, because it's no more after this weekend. So go ahead and check that out as well. Again, Switzerland by Joanna Murray Smith. Directed by Laura Gordon, the great, the wonderful, amazing Laura Gordon. You gotta give props to the talent that she is and has been for Milwaukee for a number of years. And so go and check this out, rtwmke.org, for more info on that piece. And then next, we have the Interchange Theater Co-op, the wonder that it is, the improv, all the improv that you could possibly want in all of your time. Interchange has it. And so tomorrow night, they have their Purgatorium at 7:30 p.m. Every soul has some good in them and deserves redemption. Help us decide which ones are ready to go to the paradise and which one needs to spend more time in purgatorium. That's their deal with that improv, interchangetheater.com. And that's a TER, Interchange Theater, TER.com. And then it is open. The journal is opening for them. Oh, no. Sorry, my mistake. So then on Saturday night, they have Broad-Minded, and Broad-Minded is being opened by the journal. And I think this note is funny. It's PG-13 because smart people swear. I love that. I think that's just funny. And so that is Broad-Minded, though, is Milwaukee's longest running sketch comedy group. And they're leaning into the unpredictable with a new show that explores life surprises. So that also starts at 7:30 p.m. And here's, if you're watching this on the internet, here's all their other shows. Here's their whole schedule. And then they also, just a reminder, they also on Thursdays have their open jam or open mic. But make sure that the last week they don't have it because it's Thanksgiving. And so they'll have that the 6th, the 13th, and the 20th, their open mic. So you can go and try your own sense of humor at interchangetheater.com. Yes, for that. Then we also have our observances for this month. So it is Native American Heritage Month. And you can check out firstnations.org for that. Obviously, Native American Heritage Month is a great time to, not that it's not always any time throughout the year, a good time to go and research how Native Americans or how Native communities continue to grow and thrive, and learn about their cultural values and their commitment to future generations. You can go to firstnations.org again for that. And I thought that was a good place to possibly look into some educational webinars and events and other opportunities. You can sign up for news and all of those kinds of things. So firstnations.org celebrates Native American Heritage Month. And then last but not least, for right now, we've got National Family Caregivers Month for November. I always think this is a startling statistic that today in America, more than 53 million family caregivers provide unpaid care. That's an economic value totaling more than $470 billion in unpaid care. It's hard work. As the mother of a disabled adult, I know the work that goes into providing care for somebody who needs extra care. And I thought that a good place to check out and find some paths and avenues to other information. A good place to start is Parkinson.org. And they've got a lot of resources, for people who are suffering from Parkinson's, but also you can find other paths to other resources through that website. And if you go to Parkinson.org/caregivers month, there's also a lot of information there about this month. And so check that out, National Family Caregivers Month. And so that's what we got for that. Oh, I'm not finding the things that I need to be finding right now. There we go. We're back. There's also it's also Lung Cancer Awareness Month and things. And when I have more brain space, I will deepen my searching for some things. We'll do that next week. I'll give you some extra websites for some other observances that are happening. But right now, what I would like to do, so go out and see the Bread and Breakfast of the Dam this week and Switzerland this week, and then check out those and interchange and check out those other observances, and then we'll get a little deeper next week. But for now, let's have a wonderful conversation with two actors who are just really talented and open a show in about 9 days. And we'll talk about that in this interview. Lino and Matt Bowdren. And hear that is that interview right now. All right, we have got today. I'm so very excited to talk about this show because it was, just announced that you guys are extending and you're not even open yet. So I'm very excited to have Matt and Joe with me from Murder Girl over at Milwaukee Chamber Theatre. And how are you guys doing today? Good?
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, happy to be here. Excellent. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for making time for this little teeny tiny podcasteroo, because I know that you guys are on you have very limited breaks and not limited breaks, but you have breaks and you got to squeeze all the stuff in between the breaks and things. So I appreciate you. I appreciate. So I just want to talk a little bit. I just want to talk. Each of you sort of introduce yourself and talk a little bit about where you came from, how you got to Chamber, and all that kind of stuff. So, Matt, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I do.
Yes,
I would
you
love
do.
to go
Of course
first.
you do. Yeah. Yes.
Let's see how I got to. How far back do you want me to go here? What is the? I was born.
I was born in.
Yeah. Let's see. I've been in Milwaukee now for a little more than a year. I came from Chicago. I was in Chicago the last 7 or 8 years. Before that, kind of all over the place. I went to grad school in Georgia and then was in Arizona teaching and working for an awesome theater out there called the Rogue Theater. We relocated to the Midwest and worked around Chicago for a while. We came up here for the first time. And I got hooked up with Milwaukee Chamber. I auditioned for a production of theirs, A Dollhouse, last season, and did that with them. And it was an awesome experience. Really loved working for them. And then they thankfully asked me to come audition for something else. So that was great.
Well,
Yeah. So it's been cool. Joe, did you have something to add?
my last time, I do. So yeah, I'm Joe. Lino.
Excellent.
So me and Matt have similar paths. So I have been in Milwaukee for 4 years now. 4 years in August.
Yeah.
I was in Chicago, and it's crazy. I mean, I know Chicago is a huge city with lots of actors, but yeah, me and Matt were basically there around the same time, and we never ran into each other. But it was crazy. Yeah, I was also in Chicago
Like
for about
living in a similar neighborhood too.
very close. It still blows my mind that we didn't run into each other in auditions. You know, bearded guys. You know,
Maybe one of us is.
Yeah.
for some.
That's the mystery.
Yeah, that's the real mystery. But yeah, I was in Chicago for 6-7 years, moved here, but then really kind of has just gotten into the theater scene in the past year, I think, totally. I got involved with the Constructivist, which Jaimelyn, you know all about. Wonderful company. Yeah, I got to do my first works with there. Was kind of my first 2 shows there, and that's what led to my opportunities, which ultimately led to Chamber. So that's why I'm here. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a you know, they call it small walkie for better or worse. You know, a lot of artistic directors thankfully do come and see constructivist work. And so, you know, I'm not going to say that we were responsible for you getting more work, but I'm not going to not say that we were responsible for getting you know,
those connections, you know, theater connection. It's true. Yeah.
I mean, it's really like the best way to get a gig is like for them to see a full show that
100%.
you're in.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
I personally, as an actor,
Yeah, well,
hate auditions are awful. So yeah, I would so much rather do like word of mouth. Like, did you see him in that? Put him in this.
yeah, there's nothing more ridiculous than an audition. It's the silliest form of learning if someone's any good at anything.
And it's such a bad judge. Yeah, I feel like I'm so bad at first impression audition wise.
Yeah.
I just walk in with like the nerviest attitude and just like my nerves are shooting all over the place and I stumble over words, even my own name and things, and it's just like,
who am I?
Who am I? So, but regardless, however the universe worked it out, you two are now in this production of Murder Girl over at Milwaukee Chamber Theatre. Can one of you or both of you or both bounce ideas off of each other? Tell me can you give me a synopsis of this piece?
Yeah. So Murder Girl,
sure.
Set in a Wisconsin supper club, which I feel like is a very kind of staple to Wisconsin, Milwaukee. People really know. So it's set as in a supper club, and it takes place kind of like leading up to the days before Christmas. So it's perfect for the holidays. And you slowly get to unravel the employees who work at this supper club, and you start to see their relationships start to play out, and then you kind of ultimately find out that there's been a murder in the town, and the prime suspects are the people who work in this bar, and it's kind of becomes a holiday whodunit for these 5 people who work in the bar, myself and Matt included, and we kind of go through our own investigations. Every character's kind of their own detective, their own sleuth. Everyone's kind of being their own. Jessica Fletcher is thrown around in the play a lot. Agatha Christie, kind of like what I think Heidi was going for here. So yeah, it kind of becomes a little a sleuthing mystery for these characters in the bar, but kind of ultimately is centered around the relationship between these twins, these siblings, Leanne and Eric, which seems like a great segue to pass over to Eric.
Wow, thanks, Joe. I appreciate that. Yeah, I would agree with everything Joe said, and kind of underlining everything is the relationships between family and like chosen family and like forced together family, and the people you spend all your time with and know everything about you, and kind of sort of unpacking all of that history and love that you have for people that you're whether, you know, you're born together or thrown into the same kitchen together, kind of sink or swim together. And they do that kind of as the undercurrent of this murder mystery.
It's very relatable, I find, as someone who works in the service industry a lot, you know, front of house. I think it's very much relatable to this, like when you work in a restaurant, specifically in a kitchen environment, in a bar, you really become forged with the people you work with, for better or for worse.
Totally.
I think that's also too a current of this like chosen found family that these 5 have. Yeah, 2 of them are actually related. The 3 of us, you know, the 3 other characters are kind of just part of this place, you know, kind of part of this life of Marty's, the bar. So
yeah, and it's cool that, you know, the setting is really this one bar in northern Wisconsin, and you're really isolated in it. You know, it has all these great murder mystery tropes of, you know, snowstorm and the electricity going in and out, but like them actually being like stuck in this room together, and like the kind of like forced bonding that can do with you like learn so much about people in a situation like being in an awful restaurant shift, or, you know, a tense murder mystery, you know.
That's fantastic. So who else is on this adventure with you? What other team members do you have?
So we are joined, Matt and myself are joined by Bree Bilo, who plays Leanne, Colleen Madden, who plays, should I say, Carrie Hitchcock, who plays Charlotte, and Colleen Madden, who plays other Charlotte, which are the 2 waitresses who work in the bar. Yeah. And they're conveniently both named Charlotte. And then Ted is the cook, as who I play.
Nice. Yeah. I should know this, but I'm a jerk face who sometimes doesn't do all the research that I need to do. Who's directing this show?
Brent Hazelton.
It's Brent. I'm sorry, Brent. I'm sorry, Brent. I'm sorry.
Brent.
I can't know everything. Oh my God. So you guys are like 10 days out from opening right now, as I say, you know, and this has just sold like wildfire. Right? Like people are just interested in murdering people over the holidays. I have found.
I said it before, I'll say it again. Murder and the holidays go hand in hand.
It's just yeah, we found it over at the Constructivists as well. We know what that's all about ourselves. So how do you feel like this is are the rehearsals fun because it's a fun thing? Are they stressful? Are they are you having just the best time ever? Say only good things.
Yeah.
Only good things.
It's
no spoilers. No nothing.
Matt, you take this one. Yeah.
Who's gonna watch this? No. Working on new work is always a really exciting and like a thrilling challenge, right? Because like things move and change all the time. Heidi's been really involved, the playwright, in the room and helping clarify and really like let us lock into what she was thinking when she wrote it. And the room has just been super collaborative. I mean, that's been my the thing I've learned both times being in Milwaukee Chamber Theatre is like that it's always yes. It's always yes. It's always what else can we throw on top? The answer's somewhere in the room and someone has it, you know. And yeah, so it's just been like this, and that doesn't always happen. So when it does happen, it is really exciting, and I think it ultimately makes a more complete piece. But yeah, like 10 days out, it's fun. We have lots to do and lots of time to do it in, and it does feel like it gets deeper and more interesting every day. So that I mean that's the only barometer I can really follow.
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that. The other 4 actors in the room, they're really like the deepening of these characters is really fun to watch, and like watching these characters evolve and how they suspect each other and how they have connections with each other. Yeah, and echoing that of like anytime you work on a new work, a new play process, there's always going to be the challenges of like trying to figure out in the room and working with the playwright and working with the director. But like Matt said, it's been a really collaboration effort, and that's been a very rewarding thing to be in. Yeah, because you always are being able to feel comfortable giving your ideas and know that they're going to be implemented and listened to, in some way. So.
That's great. That's great. Why would people, if they can get tickets, get
them now.
Why would people want to come and see Murder Girl?
I think people would want to come see Murder Girl. Like I said, holidays and murders, great thing. So if you're a murder mystery fan, Holiday Whodunit is right up your alley. But also too, like I said, this is a play about, kind of real people right now. You're going to recognize these people out in the world in Wisconsin for sure, because these are your friends and neighbors who just happen to work at a supper club. So it's a very, fun experience to watch that. I think that can be fun around the holidays. Matt, do you have any?
Are you guys leaning into an accent at all?
Thanks, Joe. I do.
An accent? No, I don't think so. No, actually, I haven't thought about that. No.
Okay. I was just wondering. I was just wondering if you were leaning in a little further to the the nasal sound and the rounder O's.
So I will say Heidi has included, like, there's a lot of yours and anas, and so she does have those currents of it. You'll be like, oh yeah, my dad says that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. A little flavor.
Of a Wisconsin, yeah, for sure.
Okay, all right, Matt. Anything that you think that people will find particularly fun and fantastic about this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think just kind of echoing what Joe said, it is a love letter to the state and the people, and also deeply rooted in they're real. There are real people with real problems, and I think you'll recognize, you recognize your family and friends in it. I do every day in rehearsal, like, oh wow, been there, or know that guy, and I think there's something really special about that, watching that on stage, that the community seeing it is the community, that lives in it as well. And that it's like, it's magical, like murder mysteries are fun. It's big and funny, and it can be explosive and scary, and it's got a lot of imagination in it, which is like all the fun stuff theater does. So, and man, it's fast.
I was going to say, that's the main selling point. It's a tight 85, 90 minute, no intermission. You're going to see it. You're going to laugh.
We cruise.
Scared. You're going to leave. Just in time for Christmas.
I love it. It's my favorite. Yeah. Well, if people want to see Matt and Joe in a lovely little piece, 85-minute breeze of murdering type style theater, you can go to Milwaukee Chamber Theatre, that's a TRE.org, and get your tickets there. And honestly, friends out there in the internet lands, go and get your tickets, because I think it was like 80% sold for the third week. First 2 weeks are sold out.
Yeah.
The third week is like 80%, and now they just added the last one. So
yeah, don't miss this one. This one's
don't rest on your laurels. Yeah.
Be talking about Murder Girl for a while.
Yeah.
I think so.
It'd be embarrassing if you missed.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much for stopping by the internets today to carve out some time for me and this little you got podcast. I will see you guys in the third week or something. I don't
I say, have you gotten your tickets yet?
I have not gotten my tickets. I did rest on my laurels. There's always one seat available.
You're busy.
And we can shove you in the SM booth. Yeah, we'll put you on.
Yes.
They should seat people at the bar on stage,
Yeah. On stage seating. Overflow.
No, I'm gonna sit where I normally sit in that theater, which is on the stairs.
Yes. Yep. On the back.
Nice.
On the stairs in the back. and that's what I like to do. So that's where I'm going to sit and
Good space.
And like elbow people. Did you see that?
Poke their little feet through the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Freak them out. Yeah, make it immersive.
It's where I live. It's
Love
where I live. Yes. Yeah, but thank you guys. And you have yourselves a great rest of your rehearsal process and have a most wonderful opening.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks, friends.
Yeah, appreciate it.
How about that? How about some Joe and Matt conversation? That was pretty neato. I had a great time talking to those guys. I love talking to actors while they're in process, and my favorite part of that interview is when I asked them about how's the process going. Is it challenging? Is it this? And then they just try to dance around the thing. Like, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble and say something bad about it. And I think they're probably having the bestest time over there at Chamber, is what it seemed like to me, and rehearsal with Brent and all of the talented artists over there. So like we were talking about, get your tickets early for that, because that thing is just skyrocketing and is mostly sold out at this point in time. So go and get your seats. So that's what we got. That's what we got for this week on You've Got a Thing. Next week, I believe I just sent out an email because we will be talking about Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat over at Skylight Music Theatre. Very excited about that one. That is the musical I have seen most in my lifetime. I saw Donny Osmond and Joseph way back when I was in 8th grade, 7th grade, something like. Oh no. I think I was a freshman, and I think it was in 9th grade when I was living over in the Eau Claire region over there, and we went to Minneapolis to check it out. And Donny Osmond. Oh, you kids out there, you have no idea who Donny Osmond is. Never mind, don't worry about it. So anyway, we'll talk to probably Mr. Michael Unger again, who's always one of my favorite interviewees. And we'll hear more about how Joseph is going, because they've been rehearsing that thing for a hot second, and they're going to open that. I believe next week is when they're opening that. So it's time. So thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you had some fun with this one, and I hope to see you again, or you'll hear me gabbing in your ear again next week on You've Got a Thing.